Coach, why do you think it took the offense so long to get going tonight?
Well, I thought USC did a nice job of really challenging us. You know, they played really a bare front, which is creating singles with linebackers behind us, and then challenged us on the perimeter with man-to-man coverage. And so, you know, we had to get to an area where we really had to throw the ball. And we created some big plays versus the man-to-man coverage. And either we hit the deep ball and scored, or we got a penalty. You know, so they were content to do that and live with that and load the box. And so it made it difficult for us to run. We got on the perimeter a couple of times, but because of the man-to-man coverage, we were able to really get back in the game.
Was it frustrating for you that it took 7, 8 tries down on that goal line to score towards the end of the fourth quarter?
Yeah, it is. The big decision was on fourth down whether to kick the field goal, because we needed 2 scores. And the decision was, you know, do we kick the field goal and then onside kick, because we got to have 2 scores. And you know, I'll say this: these guys, you know, we've had a couple of these games where they don't quit. And they're playing like crazy at the end. And basically in the huddle, they did not want to kick a field goal. They didn't say we're going to score. But yeah, that is a little bit frustrating in that situation.
Do you think you could have put Brightwell in a couple plays earlier?
Yeah, we could have. But you've also seen JJ score how many times here, right?
Both Khalil and Collins' scores seem to indicate that maybe the energy level wasn't where the players wanted it to be for the whole game. Did you sense that as well? And how do you kind of
I don't know about that. I mean, I thought our energy level to start the game was excellent. I thought there was, you know, in the middle of the game, you know, it's hard to have that energy level when you're not moving the football offensively, you know. And you know, when we had our opportunities, you know, you don't play a game like that. And it's a different type of ball game because of all the stoppages, from, you know, television, penalties to you name it happened. And so, all that being said, you know, we didn't play very well. And then, you know, really after that first drive of the second half, our defense did a pretty nice job the rest of the game. I mean, they had forced some 3 and outs, some fourth down stops, forced 3 turnovers. You don't do that with poor energy level. So, particularly in the situation that we were in, being down like 24-7. So, you know, that's you know, it's the way the game went. But you know, and as I told our guys tonight, we are working on us, and you know, we've got to execute better across the board, offense, defense, and special teams wise. And all that being said, you know, we get a field goal blocked and miss an extra point. So, you know, with everything that happened, if we just, you know, execute those things, it's a tie game. It's an overtime game. And our team has to understand that. It's not as much about the opponent right now as it is us fixing us.
Are you especially disappointed in the special teams unit, which you've devoted so much resources to and so forth?
Well, I think
a rough night for them?
Yeah, I mean, we've got to find some consistency. Sometimes, you know, I have to see it. Sometimes when you get a kick blocked, like we've been a part of with other teams, it's not always the line. I got to see how low that kick was too. You know what I mean? So we've struggled. I think what's that, the 3rd extra point we've missed. So and field goal blocked. So you know, we've got to, just like anything else. You know, we've got to assess that whole unit and that position and you know, and fix things. So, you know, whether that's a personnel change, whether that's whatever that is.
When Khalil scrambles, do you see opportunities for him to run, or do you like what
Sure.
he's doing?
I see the same thing you see. I mean, there's plenty of opportunities for him.
Do you talk to him during the week about taking those opportunities?
Yes.
Are you frustrated he's not taking the opportunities?
I'm not frustrated. No,
Okay.
I'm, you know, it's it's easy to second guess. It's easy to do a lot of things, you know, when you're sitting there and watching it. But when he's outside, you know, he ran more tonight than he's ran all year. So, you know, I understand. I mean, I get it. You know, he ran more tonight than he's run all year. What's that?
That said, how would you assess how he played?
You know, I've told you. You know, I'll give you that on Monday. I mean, I've got to be able to see. I got to be able to see everything that happened. You know, in the RPO system, in a read option system, and some of those are called runs. You know, we had some more movement throws, some more get him on the perimeter to throw. We threw a couple touchdowns off of it. You know, so you know, you got to look at the protection. You got to look at everything the guys covered because of the man-to-man. So I will, you know, just like I do every Saturday, I'll let you know Monday.
What did you think of the way your line did tonight? Obviously, the rushing game kind of struggled through the night, as you said, but how did the wet?
You know, I don't know. I thought, you know, they gave us an opportunity at the end to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you see the difference in the last two games, what Leif can do for us. And then, you know, he really he really struggled in pregame, had real trouble changing directions during pregame. And so he was, you know, when he came out, you know, we replaced him with Mike Eltis. And I've got to look at that, but I thought Mike battled. But, you know, I think there's a reason why, you know, the last 2 weeks our line has played at a certain level with Leif coming back. And I think, you know, you see the difference without him playing.
What was the effect of having P.J. Johnson play defensive end?
Yeah, we want to get our best people on the field. And, you know, there's positives and negatives to that. You know, I thought he was very, very effective. But now you're in a rotation situation. You know, when you're rotating he and Bowles, you know, you keep them fresher. But then, you know, we made the decision, hey, let's put our best guys on the field. And you know, in the second half, those guys, I thought, made a difference because of their size. And, you know, they didn't have to stay on the field as much because we got third down stops. So I think he likes that position. You know, it's a little less congested out there than it is in there where, you know, there's people coming at you from every angle. At least you get a pretty good feel for where people are coming from. But, you know, like I said, I got to go back and look. But he has, without a doubt, impacted our defense the last 2 weeks.
Did you think about going for two after the first score in the third quarter and trying to make it a two-possession game at that point?
After the what?
After the first touchdown in the third quarter, when it was 24-7.
Right. Did I think about going for two then?
Yes, sir.
No, not that early in the game. The big decision was, as I said, at the end, it's a two-score game, and it's fourth down, right? And, you know, it's a decision of, hey, look, we got to kick a field goal anyway to tie this thing. So do you kick the field goal there and then onside kick to try to get it, or do you get the touchdown and try to get the momentum and get the ball back? So that was the bigger decision than going for two in the third quarter.
When you watch Khalil just moving around, what are you seeing as far as his ability to, I don't know, push off or with that leg or, you know, get vertical up the field? Or can you just describe what you're seeing?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you see the same thing I see. Like, I mean, he's not 100%, you know, so, but I think, you know, he's battling through it. He's, you know, it's up and down. I think when, you know, he gets warmed up, you know, sometimes you see him go and go real fast, and then, you know, other times it's what an ankle is, you know, and that's not, it's unfortunate, but that's where we are right now.
We have time for one more question.
How come Anthony Pandy wasn't in the lineup?
Anthony was suspended from this week's game for internal discipline.